What's the situation like over there? All right, we seem to have lost the connection over there with my colleague. We'll try to reconnect with him, but until then, let's get in some more breaking news that is coming in at this hour. Dharmendra Pradhan has in fact updated his profile on X, removing the designation of Education Minister from his biography. The change comes amid political attention and it has sparked speculation on social media as well. However, there has been no official statement from the Dharmendra Pradhan or the government explaining the reason for the update. But like he's submitted his resignation, so after this now he's changed his bio as well. Mr. Maheshwari, if I can come to you, you are a professor, so I want to understand from your perspective, the government is doing a lot now to make sure that there are changes in the entire examination system, the public examination system that is there. We have fast track courts that are being set up to ensure that if there are cases such as the paper leak, these fast track cases actually deal with them. We have committees being formed to make sure that there is better examination question papers that are formed. I want to understand from you, what's the biggest problem that ails our public examination system as per your understanding, Mr. Maheshwari, and how can we fix that?
I think because of this NEET protest and everything, we have lost track of the number of public examinations which happen in our country. Because it's not just the NEET exam, it's basic exams like railway recruitment exams, bank exams, PCS exams, state PCS exams, SSC exams, state SSC exams. So many exams are being conducted by the central by the central government agencies or by the state government agencies. And the problem is that no one is looking on those ideas, on the conduct of those exams. Like for instance, okay, it's fine that we are looking at one aspect of leakage of examination papers and how to deal with that situation. That's fine. But what about the situation when the exams are not being conducted? I'll give you one example. Bihar Public's Short Service Commission exam, their notification came in the year 2023. Still not they have conducted the exam. 72nd BPSC prelims exam had to be conducted on 26th of July, which is tomorrow. But they, postponed it without any reasons. They have postponed it. And when the exam will be conducted, no one has any idea. Jharkhand PCS exam, which was conducted, I don't know for how many long back years of period of time, it's still not being conducted. In Uttar Pradesh, the state PCS exam will be conducted in the month of December, and the 2024 UP PCS exam, the result of that exam came this year. That is after a period of 2 years. So a student who is giving exam of such prestigious, because the post which you get after qualifying these exams, I call them prestigious. No one is taking the responsibility. No one is talking about these exams, and a timeline is not being framed. Why people or why the agencies are not taking example of IIT or UPSC. UPSC announces its calendar 1 year before only. And even if calamity happens, they don't shift their dates. Why state exams or state governments or central government agencies are not taking help from UPSC or from such agencies? That how the exam had to be conducted. UPSC has been conducted, civil services and all these exams, and I don't remember any of the question papers have been leaked. It might have leaked like many years back, but it has not been leaked in the past, in the recent past. So why state PCS and all these agencies are not taking help from these agencies? I don't understand that. What's the reason behind? Yes, NEET will be now done through CBT exam, but then also it still like you can say that 99% there won't be any leakage, but still there can be some 1% if God forbid. But why do UPSC exams or these question papers of these exams are not leaked? And why the exams of state governments are not conducted on timely basis? Why calendar has to keep on postponing every time? Why is no one talking about it? Why no one is taking any responsibility about it? Yes, Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned on moral grounds and because of this protest. So, if you are going forward with this, then I think, it's my personal opinion, I think that education ministers of all the state governments also have to resign, because no state government is able to conduct their exams properly. There have been leakage in Punjab examinations also. There have been leakage in Karnataka examinations also. There have been leakage in other state examinations also. So, do the chief ministers and education ministers of these governments will keep on resigning? Then where the government will be left? So, many questions are coming after this resignation, and there has to be a proper discussion. First, that exams have to be conducted properly. Second, there don't have to be any leakage proof. And third, going forward, is this the only way of protest, that you need to create a ruckus, that there has to be a Sansad march where you are putting all the security at risk and you are putting the students'
Right.
future at risk, because
Right.
if FIR is filed against them, then the future is ruined.
Mm.
So there has to be a collective accountability, as people are keep on using these terms,
Right.
accountability term. There has to be accountability from both the sides. So,
Absolutely.
and there has to be discussions on everything now. It's not just
Okay.
NEET.
Hmm.
It's about every other exam also.
And I guess
every
the
public.
government, Mr. Maheshwari, the government is doing that. They're trying to make sure that there is a more robust system in place. A bill is being introduced. Well, we have some more breaking news coming in. After the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan, Cockroach Janata Party's Instagram account has posted a story saying, and I'm quoting here, "Abhi to humne start kiya hai." This cryptic message has now drawn attention on social media. Well, the Cockroach Janata Party obviously victorious. They deserve to have this time, because it was because of them that this entire student movement actually started off. Mr. Shekhar, I want to understand from your perspective. I understand that this is their moment. Let them, enjoy it for the time being. But should they also take a step back now, listen to the government, because the government is putting in that first step. It's doing whatever it can for the time being.
Absolutely. So it has to be a collaborative movement now. Government has taken the first step after 47 odd days, and what's really important is for the CJP or the student-led movement to take the first step and also collaborate with the government and ensure the other demands are also met. See, the bigger issue is not about Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, which is what they started off with first. It's about the system. It's about the changes which take place. It's about the review mechanism. It's about having a neutral authority. What is the guarantee that this issue does not happen again? What is the guarantee that once Dharmendra Pradhan obviously is like he's resigned, you've got somebody else who replaces him, will not do the same thing again? The real issue here, the real question here, which resonates with all of us, is the measure of accountability, the degree of accountability. Is the government accountable? Are the government servants accountable to the people who have voted for him? That's going to be important. And I think this has set the ball rolling. Everybody's going to be watching this space very, very minutely, because the Gen Z has shown us how it can be done. And they need to be really proud of it. I think what's also really important is not just stop at this, and ensure that the entire system gets the kind of course correction which is required, because it's not easy to change the system. You need to have a course correction here, and corruption should really go out of the window in things like this. We have enough knowledge of technology. We can use AI here. We can use technology here. We have enough intellectual power in India to make this change if we want to. I think it's about having a willpower. The government is also trying to do what they can from their side. And from the CJP side also, they need to come a little bit forward and collaborate with the government rather than be more combative. Now that they've achieved this victory of sorts, they need to also ensure that now how can they move forward with this? How can they partner with the government? And how can they build a sustainable relationships? The government also has to be very, very sure, very clear, very accountable, and not take the citizens for granted. This has happened purely not just because it's about NEET protest. There were so many underlying issues for the last 12 years. There was this feeling in the air that the government was not listening to people. And now that it's come out in the open and there's a movement which has happened, I think it's important for the government to also take that step and say we will be accountable for things going forward. The positive thing is the government has done that, and
Right.
credit to the government for that. But now it's, like I say, it's just half the day is over. You've still got to collaborate. You still got to combine together. You still got to sustain this kind of partnership. Because
Absolutely.
if you fight with the youth, you're actually fighting with the future. You cannot win with the youth. It's not because they've got more brain power or more energy. You just cannot win with them because they are the people who are going to be leading the country tomorrow. So you've got to be practical about it. You've got to be very understanding about it. And the government has to show more empathy and more sympathy towards people. There was some arrogance which was there earlier. I hope that arrogance is gone and they start listening to people more because
Right.
we all want them to do well. We all want them to win because they've been winning elections in the past, but they should not take, people for granted. That's when they would
Absolutely.
fall.
All right. I thank you, Shekhar Vijayan and Shashank Maheshwari, for your valuable perspective on